Hi everyone, welcome to Tonic Live with me, Owain.
And me, Alison.
If you haven't joined us before, what is Tonic Live? It's live tutorials with Alison in card making, and I go through your questions and suggestions on my phone here, which you type up. So if you haven't joined for a live stream before, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, what you do is just write in the comments if you want to join in. Just say if you're enjoying the card making, any questions you have for Ali, our crafting expert, with me here. What we do then is go through them, and I'll read them out, and I can see them live. So what we usually do is I let Alison get on with the card and chip in as she goes along, and
feel free to craft
along and do my best to help. And don't forget to ask for what you want to see in future weeks as well in the comments. Okay, so today we're going to be working with the frame, flip flop, and easel card, and of that, so it's a recent show on last weekend, and it's going to be Cassandra's Garden, okay, 1485E. So if you have ordered it and you want to make it for Friday's show, another show that we do so, but I'll let Ali take it away now. Get involved.
There we go. This is the card we're going to make today. So it's kind of a Z-fold card.
I'll show it on the close-up cam. Anything you want to see more closely, guys, let me know, because I can always bring it to this cam we got here. So if you want to see anything in a bit more detail. Are the colours coming through? Yeah, I guess the colours are
they're a little bit darker.
A little bit darker. Maybe the lighting in the room is...
Yeah.
We got a window next to us, and it's just grey. This time. we opened the window earlier, and it actually got darker in the room. That's how
weather forecast for
exactly.
today.
Weather forecast very wet in South Wales.
Yes, it's not nice today.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pop the card down for now, and I'll tell you exactly what I've started with. So I've got a piece of A4 card that I've cut down to 6 inches in width. Then I've got some rose pink card and some green card, and another little bit of cream card and a cream ribbon, and that's all I've used. So the die sets I've used, as we've already said, is Cassandra's Garden. Now this die set comes in several pieces. This is a verso die, so I'll go through all the pieces with you. So you've got an outer edge, which gives you that shape, and that will cut out your backing. So you don't have to cut around it, fussy cut around, it will do it automatically for you. So then you cut your base shape and then put your pattern die into that. So we have the next die, and that's what cuts that pattern. You could leave it with that shape in the centre and layer up the other shapes, or you've got a little die here that does a half cut, but it will also do a full cut. So you could place that in the centre and cut out a centre using that die.
What do you mean by half cut and full cut?
I'll show you.
Yeah, okay.
I'll show you.
I'm asking the questions that these guys want.
You are. Then we've got another little pattern die, which is also a verso die. There's no cut edge on the outside. So that way you could leave it in your cardstock. So I could just put that die there and cut the pattern into that shape as I'm going. So the next one then, I'm going down the wrong way now, is the tiny little centre, and that gives us a little layer to fit into the centre of our card. Then we've got a little strange die here, and I actually haven't used it on this card, although I could have. This, I will cut it for you so you can see exactly what it does as we're moving along now. So I've done some of my cutting because I know it gets a little bit boring watching cutting. But the other die set I have used is the Base Scallop Layering Basics die set. And the number on this is...
Let me get that's 1449E. So if you hear me mention a code, so a number and then an E number, a letter, afterwards, what that is if you want to find any of these in the trade, so some of them will be exclusive still for Creating Craft for the time being, but when they are available in the trade, if you type in a set of numbers followed by E code, so in this case 1449E, type that in Google followed by Tonic Studios, you'll find everything. So you can find a lot of it yourself out there. Some of our best retailers are there on Google for you to go along with.
I've also used some of our daisies from our entwined trellis set. I think this is the Delicate Daisy, but you could have used any flowers. Okay, so let's show you where I'm going. Right, I've got my scoring board, my little trusty one, and this could be any scoreboard, doesn't matter. So as I said, this is 6 inches in width, but you could have made that smaller, you could have made it bigger, that wouldn't matter.
So a scoring board, what do you use it for? Is it for where you want to put the fold in your...
Where you want to fold.
Okay, and a scoring board will probably have, like in your kit, you've got one here, which each of these have different...
They're a different shaped card to fold. But you could, everybody's is different.
Yeah.
So that's basically all I want you to do today is an A4 half fold and an A4 quarter fold. And they are the only ones that we're using today, or an A4 gate fold. Same thing.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only folds I'm using. So if you're a person that measures that out, then that's absolutely fine. And you can measure it with a ruler and a scoring tool.
Yeah.
All right. So you can do it without this board, but this just makes it a little bit easier. So I'm putting my crease in the middle, which, to explain to you what I'm doing, at the moment I've put that fold in.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to put that fold, but I don't want it creasing over the centre because I don't want a fold there.
No.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this little die that I said does your half fold. And I'm going to place this centrally on my card. And then I'm going to score on the A4. This is A4 gate fold. It could be an A4 quarter fold. Or again, you could be measuring it. What would that be measuring it? Probably just under 3 inches. Somewhere around about there. And I don't know in centimetres, I'm afraid. So I'm just scoring up to that die, top and bottom.
I'll just go through some highs. Some people who've joined us already and said hi. Crafternoon, everyone, from Amanda Davis. Always crafternoon on Wednesday. That's
definitely.
Wednesdays and Fridays are when crafternoon is most relevant.
We do like a crafty,
is most relevant. Yeah, definitely.
We do like it.
Bev Huntington from sunny Havant. Hi, Bev. No, definitely not sunny here.
No, definitely not.
Sounds nice in Havant. Cynthia Smith, hooray! You found you. Yeah. Some of it's people who've just stumbled across us today, maybe by chance. This is every Wednesday, and we do a Friday show where we show off your cards and your makes, which is in the Tonic live chat group, which Dan will put in the comments as well. So if you want to join that, it's a group related to these live shows where you guys show your cards off and have a bit of a chat and just stuff that you'd like to see in future shows. Who else have we got with us? Tracy Bartram's with us. Zena says, "Crafternoon, everyone." Lindsay says, "Afternoon, everyone." Tracy Sutton, hello from Essex. Sending you lots of love from me and Margaret. Yeah, Margaret's watching today. I hope you're feeling better, Margaret.
Hi, everyone.
And we got Debbie Burke says, "Mine has just come." So yeah, hers has just come. So you're going to make along for Friday.
Craft along then.
Yeah, craft along. Can't see or hear anything yet. Can anyone else? Yeah, hopefully you can see or hear us. Hopefully it's working right, Zena. Turn your speakers up. I don't know whether that's... Can I mime that to you? I don't know if I can, so... I think that action is a bit... It's a bit...
Don't do any more, no. Don't do any more.
No sound is even
I think that's, even weirder. Ignore that, Zena, if you are watching. Oh, you've had your haircut, Owen? Yes, I have. Thanks for noticing.
I had to do his hair just
He's looking good, didn't he?
I just took it off and just stuck it there.
Yeah.
I just tend to move it down my face. Take the sides, just do it. That's what I asked the hairdresser to do.
Aww.
Anyway, Karen's with us. Ali Owen. Yeah, Dan's behind the camera as well, guys. So if you hear Dan chipping in, there he is.
Just making some silly comments. That's fair.
And Ruth says, "Hi, all. Good to see you back, Owen." Yeah, back. First show back was because I've been to Japan. Was Friday, and we showed off some cards. So you can have a look then, but. I'll let Ali carry on.
That's alright.
Enough of my haircut. I know.
Stop telling me how beautiful
I'll do my own live thing related to that.
Yeah, you can have your Instagram.
On my own thing. I'll do my own thing.
Okay, if you could show this close up.
Yeah.
For
what
me.
We got?
Okay, so I'm looking at that die with you.
We'll try and get.
If
hopefully,
you can see on the one side.
It should focus soon. Let me have a look. I'll pull it back a touch. There you go.
There we are.
The rays. On
the one side where you can see the little lines, that's a cut edge. The other side, though.
I can't see. I was just saying that's the opposite. I was going to thought you were going to say that's the smooth edge, and I was just getting a bit ahead.
You're preempting.
But this obviously the cut edge. Obviously, that's why would I do otherwise?
On the other side, right by Owen's finger, you can see 2 little cut edges just along.
There we go. So either side.
we're looking at the bottom now. So you can see two little...
Yeah, two little edges there.
That's it. You got it there. They will just put a little score into your card. But if you wanted to cut the whole of the die out, that is what the die will lock into. So we'll show you as we go in now.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're cutting these cards, you need to think, how am I cutting it? Which part do I want to move? So there's the front of your card. I'm going to be bending that back. So I want the cut edge this side because I want it to pop into the centre. So we've got the part with the lines on. That is going to go facing my spine.
Okay.
And I'm just marking in the centre. On the centre, very centre of the die, you can see two little raised notches, top and bottom. And that will line up with your centre fold.
Do you ever do little sort of pencil marks just to...
You can do it. You can put a little
yourself
Sharpie mark there.
In this case, you've got the fold lines there.
I've got
ready.
a fold line on here. If I didn't have a fold line, then I would use
Just
a
put it
pencil
on
mark.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you can have a slightly wonky die.
Is that something you see at the end of a card? Like sometimes you've done the whole thing and you go,
oh yes.
That's a wonky one.
I've done that. I've done it, believe you me. So now we don't have to think, well, how am I going to do a half cut? The die actually does it for us. Whoops.
Yeah, Ali's using the tangerine machine there. Yeah, back in stock, available throughout the trade. So if you type in Tonic Studios tangerine machine, it's our manual machine there, which Ali's using. More info, just drop us a message or anything like that. We can give that to you.
Okay, so I'm going to fold that back, and there's our die facing the right way. So into that now, I'm going to place my pattern die. So as I was telling you, it's got a verso edge. That is what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to cut the pattern into the shape, if I can get it off my...
This magnetic sheet, this is from your folders, isn't it?
It is.
So
it is.
if you haven't seen our folders before, as well, a lot of you probably already have them. We've got an A4 folder, and we've also got a medium folder, is what we call it. It's about 6x6. So I know a lot of you Tonic you've got plenty of these orange folders on your shelves, but yeah, they're really useful. You've got what you've got in there is, so pockets, so plastic pockets, but you've also got magnetic inserts, which just hold your dies there. Well, you can imagine how many dies Sally's got, and it's just just racks and racks and racks of them. So if you label them up, you put a little bit of sticky on the front saying, what did you say, alphabets, stuff like that, all the different stuff you've got, flowers, bits and pieces. Just makes it easier to find, because I know when they're all in a box, I know
there we are.
It can be a bit difficult to see when they're all metal.
Oh, definitely. So I tend to put all my words together, my flowers and leaves together. I put Rococo ranges together. So there's the start of our card, and I've just realised I've left my layers behind. So I forget something every week.
What better time to do that than halfway through the live show?
Yes,
There's no better.
There's not a problem.
While Ali's doing that, I'll get through some highs, everyone.
It'll be a different colour, but never mind.
Rosalind Rose says hi, everyone. Donna Joy says hi from sunny St. Neots. The best part of my day is now ready to learn. Thanks. That's what St. Neots was one of these, wasn't it? St. Neots. Yeah, this was the postcard we had. We asked for some postcards from around the country. So there's this from St. Neots. We had there. Let me have a look. Who else we've got here? Zena, you can see in here now. So obviously my actions were what led you to that.
While I've got the opportunity, I may as well talk to you about a little bit of layering. The way I do it, I take each layer half a centimetre or quarter of an inch smaller. So this card measured on one side 6 inches by, it's about 5 7/8 of an inch, which I know is a little bit confusing. So I'm going to take it down to 5 3/4, and then I'm going to take it down to 5 and about no, that would be 6. No, that's wrong. Yeah, that's 7/8. I can't even work this out.
They're on the edge of their seat now.
I know.
What are you going to decide?
5 5/8. That's what it'll be. 5 5/8. I just looked at it. I'm not used to measuring that. You get used to your own scoreboard. So the next one now.
Just
Oh, you're on
patiently
cutting.
writing with a pen.
Oh, just like a
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
5 and 5 eighths.
So the next one now, I'm going down to 5.5, and I will go down to 5 3/8,
Let me have a look. So
and that will be my layer.
I'll go through some of the YouTube comments because we got a few today. I know a few of you. If you do find it easier to watch on YouTube rather than Facebook, for whatever reason, a lot of people do when you haven't got the Facebook app, you can watch live on YouTube. So I'm going to go through what have we got. Carl Shrive is with us today. I know she watches on YouTube. Hi, Carl.
Hiya, Carl.
Dan's trying to, yeah, we go. They're really big on the screen in front of me now. So yeah, so she has good afternoon. Owain and Alison from Carl Shrive. We got Amanda says first time watching Tonic. So hi, Amanda. Barbell Born. Found it. Yeah, you found us. Joy Smith joined in. Yeah, type and join in. Ask your questions. Anything you'd like to see. If you do miss anything at all, they're all uploaded later on. So uploaded on Facebook pretty much straight after. On YouTube they go up a little bit longer after, but maybe about half an hour later. You can watch it all back. So just sit back and enjoy, and you can catch up later and make along then if you've got the dies.
There we are.
Cool.
So there's our layering. So we've got a nice even border going all the way round. So I'm just going to pop this, and I'm using our funky glue.
So we opened
As
a new
always.
bottle from...
I haven't opened a new bottle, I'm still using the same one.
You're telling me that's the same bottle?
That is the same bottle.
So we've done about 20...
This is
So
our
we did
21st.
21 Tonic Live shows and then 11 Tea Time Tonics.
We've
And
done
it's the same one.
So 30 plus shows, and we've used the same funky glue for pretty much every show.
Yeah.
So that shows the longevity of the glue. So once you get
Yeah.
it, that's the funky glue there. I'm sure Dan can give me a code on that.
419.
419.
There we are.
421E. So that's the funky glue, and it's a general glue for pretty much everything we've
Yeah.
done. The only time you see Ali use is some tape sometimes. It's just if we just rush, really. You know, so
Exactly.
we've got to do it quickly on here, but you can use your glue when you've got some time to dry, and you can think about glue, like you say, got a bit of wiggle room
Yeah.
with it. And you
Yeah. That's the reason I would use glue. Is if I wanted to move, like putting these layers on, if you're not that confident, you got that time to move it, to make sure you're happy with the edging.
Yeah.
And I'm quite happy to use glue. I always used to be a double-sided tape girl, but since I've used glue, I'm more than happy with it. Right, what I'm going to do next now, we've already cut our pattern into the card. So what I'm going to do is cut a little shape to go behind. So seeing as I'm a little bit all to pot with my colours now, I will put a black background. Okay, so I'm going to use exactly the same die as I've used to do the half cut. So I'm going to pop the die on. There's a bit of sticky.
Is it going in a Halloween direction?
It is a little bit in there with a bit of pink, green and black.
Get some orange card. We'll just Can we turn this into a pumpkin, possibly?
A little bit of gold card, which would have matched better, but I didn't have any here. So that's no good.
So I say, with Halloween on its way, you can do whatever you like with it.
Exactly. Okay. So I'll get Owen to show you this now. When will you be able to pick it up? That's the question. That is how.
I thought you meant can I lift it? Yeah, I'm
You
not.
can lift
I'm
it.
not a weakling. I can lift a piece of card, although my muscles aren't.
Have you watched
I'm
it
not
in
very-
there?
Are you going to be able to lift this, Owen? This tiny piece of card? Yeah, I'll handle it out.
Throw it in full.
So that's the half cut, as you can see there, and on the other side.
What's the GSM on this? It's so heavy. There we go.
And on the other side here, you can see the two little slits.
There we go. Oh yeah, you can see the ones that were on the bottom of the die now. Yeah, so you can see there.
That's what I wanted to show before you were being a grot bags to be.
Really? Could you possibly lift this?
Okay.
Please, Alison. Don't make it.
Oh, I
We did talk in the office before about your crafter's arm because you're on a die machine all the time. Like you can tell a crafter because they got one gun, like just one.
Yeah, and only one.
One beefy
Finger
arm.
wings on the other side.
Lifting a cooker up.
Lifting just like.
Okay, so I've laid the die over the top, and when it's flat, you can almost feel it lock into place where it doesn't move anymore. And that's where you tape it into place. Just make sure that's right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do some
Go on
highs.
then.
I've got
Just move
Alwyn
to
Roberts. Hi, Alison, and welcome back, Owain. Hi, Alwyn. Nikki Gilbert says, hi there, Owain and Ali. I'm crafting along with you today. Have fun today. Great. So.
Oh, lovely for you to join us.
Yeah, nice for you to join us, Nikki. So Minxie said, ordered the day they were released. Still waiting for delivery. Have to craft along and catch up. Loving the demo. Cheers, both. Nikki says, can't get anything done. Just enjoying watching you. Natarin and Leia and Al. Thanks for a brilliant demo, and as always, Alison. Any chance for a sneak peek of Friday's new release? Hello from beautiful sunny. All I can say is that we'll be celebrating Friday's release with a bit of sparkle.
Nice.
I think
The pre-rehearsed lines.
we were trying to come up with that. We knew we were going to do some sort of sneak
you've always
peek.
got a bit of sparkle.
Yeah.
You know that.
We haven't done any of that. We haven't done any sparkle. Is there going to be any sparkly?
No, there's no sparkle
not
on there.
But yeah, there will be some, say, towards the weekend now. So to be there, and there'll be some celebrating going on. So there you go. So that's what that's a sneak peek. If that's enough for you, Sue,
Make sure to look on Facebook.
Yeah, look on Facebook for better sneak peeks than that.
Okay, so on the back of, let me show the front of the card again. On the back, you could leave it like that, where you can see through. The front, but if I put the die cut behind it, then it stands out a little bit more, I think, anyway. So we're going to turn the card over, and I like to put the wrong side of the card, so it's the back of the die cut, onto the back of the card, so you see the nice edge in from the back of your card as well. So it's a little bit of glue. Same funky glue.
Is that something you consider the back of a card when you?
Yes, you consider all angles because when you give a card out, you don't know what that person's going to do with it.
Yeah, hopefully they face it front ways.
But they like to see how it's made.
Disrespectful. If you go around someone's house and you see your card faced the wrong way, they go, "Oh, it's a shun. There's obviously been something's happened."
They obviously don't like it. No, but if you're a crafter, you like to see how the card is made.
I say we get some cards sent in from downtown, and you do see, and I always love it when you see the little sort of tags, I guess, what people have put like made by, or see, we had ages ago like a handmade with love die, which was free when you were a Tonic Gold member a long time when I started, and yeah, just little tags and bits and pieces like that personalise it, because
it is lovely.
Makes it look a bit more professional as well. Always when you got something like that on the little bag.
Okay, so there's our die stuck on the back. It's moved a little bit. Let's pop that back in place. See, good job, you got a glue there. There we are. So you can see that it gives a nice back into it. So then I've got a pink die and a green die. The green I've cut out of the background die. The pink I've used the back in, the outer edge die, and I've used the next size die in. So we're just going to stick these together, but before I do, there's some lovely little flowers in this this die cut that I'm just going to pop forward, and then they will all stand proud of the die then. So we're just going to go around them all, because I don't want to glue these down, because if I glue them down you don't see that depth in
No,
it.
that's it. It takes away from the
It
depth.
does.
I'll have a look. So you've got some of the YouTube comments as well. What have we got? I love her accent. So Amanda loves your accent. Yeah, if you don't know where we're from, if you're watching from the US, we're based in South Wales. So not England, as probably a lot of people from the US think. Yeah, we're based in South Wales, Bridgend. So between Cardiff and Swansea, the two big cities in Wales. So yeah, and it's a Welsh accent. If you can understand us at all, we'll try and do some subtitles, or Dan to do something like that.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me this time.
I know, Dan. Yeah,
you can do it, Dan. You can cope. You know that.
Man says she's off sick with work with a cold, and it's nice to watch crafting. So yeah, I hope you're feeling better.
Get well soon.
Lolo and grot bags. I haven't had grot bags for a long time.
It's quite the dig.
That should be the diss of choice now. The grot whatever. So Joyce says hello from sunny Florida, USA. What glue did you use? Yeah, it's the funky glue.
Funky
so Tonic
glue
Funky.
pen.
All this, is available in the US. The US website you can buy direct from as well. So go on tonicstudios.com and you'll be at tonic-studios.com and you'll be able to buy direct. But it seems as if it's sunny everywhere. It seems as if it's like
It's just not here.
A microclimate in South Wales, which is just monsoon.
Second on the M4 is fine.
It's really, yeah.
Okay, there's a right and a wrong way to put this die cut together. On the one end, there's 2 little notches. You can probably show this on the cam. And on the other one, there's 1.
Oh, I can't lift it.
So there's the 2 on the bottom, you can just see there. And on the opposite side, there's 1.
There we go.
Except the arrow.
Opposite side.
Oh, there we go. The camera, the thing was in the way. There we go.
It just makes it easier for putting your die cut together. You've just forgotten, haven't you?
This knee account was my domain. That was what.
I'm sorry.
Now you're telling me what to do on my own knee account.
Oh, I can.
Yes. Okie dokie. So that's all stuck together there. There we are. So when I'm going to stick this inside, the way I like to put it on is bring over the front so you can see exactly where the layer is. Make sure that's correct. And then you can hold it in place there.
No, I know.
So it looks like it's all one layer.
There we go. It looks great.
There we are.
It's a nice adorable joy when they fit together so nicely. Like when they stick over the top and they just
2 layers become one.
All the layers, like so the matte and layer. I enjoy it.
There we are. So put your glue on the back first. And then there we are. So we'll do the same thing again and just see where, obviously you've got a little bit of wiggle room again with the glue. And that's where my die sits. I do think they're taking the mickey here.
No. Carl says on YouTube, I can see, I need to eat your Weetabix in the morning so you can lift the card. 240 GSM is a heavy card, Carl. Yeah? We got. I just go. I got Valerie Coleman says, "Oh no, I was making cards and didn't notice the time. We'll catch up with a coffee later." Yeah, you can catch up. They're going to upload it later, and you can watch back and make along and pause and just go through. Love of the laughter in the background too. So much fun. Yeah, that's Dan in the background. He has come forward before, and you can watch some of the previous week's shows. Dan stepped in while I was away. Did a great job, and Simon as well while he was away.
Not as good as you though.
No,
he's valiant effort. No, they were awesome. They were brilliant. They're good, brilliant.
Okay, so what we're going to do then with the front, I've just stamped a little hello sentiment, and this is from our mini decorative strips. There was a little pack of stamps that went with them, and that's where this sentiment is from. It is actually a different shape to this, but it does fit into it. And I've cut the same size, and I've used the centre die from the die set. And I got 2 the same, but I want a little bit of shadowing. So I'm going to take my scissors and be ruthless and just cut it straight down the middle. I've done it! Oh! Shock horror!
It's ruined.
That's all we've got time for today.
They are taking the mickey, I'm telling them.
So you've cut, like we were saying in previous shows.
Half.
Like, don't be afraid to cut your die cuts.
Don't be afraid to cut, ever. Don't ever be afraid. And then I'm going to layer it to the side. So we've got a little bit of shadowing. You probably need to hold it in front of the...
Yeah, I got it. There we go.
So you've got a little bit of shadowing on the side. And I'm going to repeat then on the other side. So we've used exactly the same die cut there, but just to get a different effect. Because sometimes you don't have another die cut that's in a size bigger to fit. So there we are. There's our die cut. So that will sit then right in the centre. And I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back. I am sort of coming to the end of my glue, and it does need a little bit of a shake now.
So by doing that, by cutting it, you sort of create your own border. So not necessarily, in this case, I suppose shadowing, it's almost, it's a border.
It's a
shadow.
border, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. The other thing I did on my card I used these Bay Scallop layering dies. Now these are exactly the same shape as the shape in the centre of the card. So if I took that shape, it would be exactly the same when I find it. You can see now I'm such a tidy crafter, can't I? Oh, it's up here, that's why. It's exactly the same shape as this die. So you know then that they will fit together. So if you don't want to do the half cuts and you want to make life a little bit easier, then you can just use the set from the Bayside Scallop. Alright?
Yeah.
So what I've done, I've taken the next two sizes. So then the one up from that, I've cut in green. And the one up from that, I've cut in pink. So what I'm going to do is stick the two together, and then I'm going to cut the centre out. Well, that's what I did on this card anyway. But I may do it a little bit different this time.
That embossing that you've got on there, that's part of the die, isn't
that's
it?
part of the die.
So you'll be able to see, Dan can show in close, you can see that. It gives a nice sort of, again, depth. The more you make cards and that you're next to me, the more I see the depth.
Exactly.
That's an important element of the card.
Oh, definitely. So I stuck those two together, and then I placed the same size die as I used for the middle into the centre and cut it out. So then I had a frame. So there's half of it. The other half is on here. So there's the full half of the frame. You could stick that on the other side to finish it off there. But the other thing I thought I would do this time is, if you didn't want to buy another die set, again, as I've said, don't be afraid to cut your dies. I've cut the same die as I've got in the pink into the green, and I've taken the centre out of it. And all I'm going to do is stick this, but there. Not by you, but there. Just as a different border. So we've got like a mirror image. So I'm going to stick it on first, just to make sure. I tell you what I will do. I'm going to put this border first. I've cut a little border with a bit of ribbon on. And the pattern on the edge of this border is from our bow scale die set, which is our layering die set. But I thought it kind of mirrored the, I don't know what you call them. You know, like a colon thing. What's they call? Not a colon, a bracket. A fancy bracket. Is there a name for it?
Is there a name for it? That's up to you. You know. I know.
It's a fancy bracket to me, but it could be.
Well, you mean like a scallopy sort of?
Yeah.
Well, you say scallop all the time, but there's different types of scallop, and I think a lot of the time.
I don't know what it's called.
While they're coming up with
fancy
bracket, I'll just go through. I've got Enid Child says, "Afternoon, everyone. Mine just arrived by courier. Can't wait to have a go."
Fab.
Make along and upload it to. On Fridays we do a show at 4 p.m. I think it's going to be a little earlier because we've got a creating craft show on. But we do something called Tea Time with Tonic, and what that is we show off your cards. So there's a Tonic live chat page which goes along with this. It's a Facebook group. If you type it in Facebook, if you're on Facebook, Tonic live chat, you can join the group, upload your cards, and we just love to see any cards with a bit of Tonic. Doesn't have to be all Tonic, just a little bit of something we can talk about, and we have a chat on Friday. Bit of a more relaxed show. This is quite relaxed. but we let our hair down and we relax. But show on a Friday, and you can join in. I've got stamping in I'm guessing NS stands for Nova Scotia, because that's what she mentions later on. Enjoying the jocular environment, keep on keeping on. Waving from Nova Scotia, hoping you can see me in the fog. It's a foggy environment, is it there?
Well,
or do you think this is a foggy environment?
Yeah.
It's misty and rainy outside.
Yeah.
Imagine if that's what I think. When I think Nova Scotia, that's what I kind of think it would be like. Oh, global again. Global. Love this. I'll do some more highs. Valerie Boss says, "Hi everyone. So my die's not a chance to play with them yet. Yeah, maybe later. Yeah, definitely. Show us your makes, Valerie."
Oh, definitely.
Mary Paul says, "My bank manager won't be celebrating." Oh well, I'm waiting for these to arrive. But if they arrive before Monday, I won't be here, so we'll have to play later. Lovely demos. Yeah, they're all uploaded, these videos, so you can watch them back and make along with Ali.
Okay, so I've used that frame to finish off the side. So all I'm going to do, you could fold that over. Maybe I'll do that this time actually. Fold it around your card so that it goes into the inside of your card. So we pop a little bit of glue. Just a little bit different. I mean, it's exactly the same dies I've used. I haven't used anything that you haven't got in what we've shown you. If that makes sense. I know what it means.
So it shows you there's so much you can do.
It's just
with
being
the dice
versatile with what you've got.
Just trying something, you know. I'm seeing
just
more and more in crafters.
It's
just having a bit of play, just going for it, go for it and trying something.
I think Simon's come to the rescue. Is curly brackets or braces.
Curly brackets or braces, Simon says.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Thank you, Simon.
You need to educate me, I'm afraid.
Simon
Yeah.
says, and then,
We had something ages a little while ago. There's something. What was the thing on top of a house? Because the Gingerbread House we just had released, and it was the top.
Yeah, I've forgotten again.
I was thinking pelmet, but I know it's not a pelmet.
No, it's not a pelmet. Oh, I've forgotten.
Now we're doing over something we didn't know the other show, so I don't know why I won't bring up that again. We'll leave that.
I know.
But
we were told.
Everyone's so knowledgeable, especially crafters. They all help each other out.
Exactly.
I know anyway.
Simon with Wikipedia.
And Simon is so knowledgeable with Wikipedia.
Let us know, Si. That's going to frustrate me now.
Ridge, by the way.
Yes, that's it. Did Simon say?
That's Karen.
Just Karen says. Joanne Van Hees almost missed it. It's 10:30 a.m. in New York. Yeah, it's not crafting. It's Crafter morning. Not quite as snappy, but no, awesome from New York as well. Great to see so many people joining in today on YouTube and on Facebook. If you can't watch on vice versa, turn over and watch. Oh my God, love the Gingerbread House from Joyce Smith. Yeah, I think it's quite popular in the US at the moment. It's selling quite well. So yeah, we did a tutorial with Gingerbread House a few shows back. So if you've just joined, you can watch. I think Ali we did a few gingerbread houses. Put some Lindor in that, and
yes. What else would you put in a gingerbread house?
Is Lindor big? I'm sure. Is it Lint or Lindor? Do I say
it's Lint is the make? Is
do
like
I say it
Cadbury's?
wrong? Lindor.
Lindor, I always call her.
People seem to know what it is.
When I say Lindor, nobody's been shouting me down.
We have a link to the Lint chocolate. You know the chocolatier?
Yeah.
That comes on telly. We have a link to him. That's Sean's brother.
Yeah, Sean, one of our designers in the office, her brother played the Lint chocolatier in the advert.
We're doing a bit of PR for him now.
Yes.
So, he's available for other.
Okay, moving on. What I'm doing to I'm shaping this flower like anything here. Right, I had a flat flower, but I put it in the palm of my hand and just used my embossing tool to just press and go round gently, just to put some shape into the flower. And then it's a little bit of glue on the back and pop it on. So this is kind of a little bit different to the other card, but all the elements are the same.
Yeah.
And then we've got a little bit of our crystal drops, which is our antique rose. Oops. Which was to match the rose in the pink card. And that's our card finished.
There we go.
So a little bit different to the other one, but along the same lines.
As always.
As always.
Never get the card we start with. That's the Tonic Live guarantee.
In other words, I'm a pants crafter. I can't remember what she's done.
It's good. No, but I'm always impressed by the way, crafters are always able to sort of ad-lib it and just create something else when they can see where it's going to go or see the stuff. But yeah, you can see that.
To see something. You've just
rolled the crystal drops.
Don't worry.
The crystal drops. I know crystal drops are really big. A lot of you watching in the US, leave it flat. Because if you do lift it up, they do tend to sag. But you can see it close. There's the card from Ali. The colours go really well. I think the black border does go. It goes well.
It doesn't go bad, does it?
No, I think it's great.
Should we lay flat now?
Let's lay it flat. We'll lay them flat because we can put them back. I think my finger might have gone in there. I'm not sure.
It usually does.
There we go.
But that's fine. I can live with it.
I'll go through some more of the house before I finish. And then Karen says, I remember grot bugs, Ali, showing my age now, though. There's a lot of references from a lot of different time zones.
Do you know who grot bugs is?
She a witch, was she?
Yeah. It's Miriam
Margolyes. She was a witch. I don't know that one.
Do you know Miriam Margolyes? Professor Sprout in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Professor Sprout?
I think it's Sprout, isn't it?
It is Sprout.
Oh.
No, the one in the greenhouse one. It's in the first year.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
Mary and Margulies.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Good shout.
Bit of trivia.
Bit of trivia. Yeah.
See, there is a little bit up here, not a lot, but just a little bit.
We'll go through a few more before we go, because I know we're running out of time a little bit. I've got Evelyn Hamilton Brown. Hello, Evelyn. Tracy Bodrum says, me too, Karen. So she remembers grot bags. Murray Poole says, love having wiggle room. Sue here says, hello everyone in the sunny south. Yeah, I think it's sunny UK apart from Bridget and South Wales today. What is this Hillingdon handbag dye? Is it a new dye?
It is a new dye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fairly recent. I'm just speaking it down there. So yeah, it's fairly new. There's a lot of info, and if you type into Google Hillingdon bag dye, you'll get a look.
It's been released in the US first.
Yeah, it was a US release first. Most stuff is released in the UK and does go first, but occasionally the US will get ahead just because shows get moved around. But yeah, you can have a look at the Hillingdon bag. There's a lot of info on it.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled. And then
they will be there soon for you to buy.
And loads of nice comments. Once again, everyone, so nice. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial today with Ali. We said we're going to announce a competition for Friday for Tea Time with Tonic, and that was Kate Millenship. So Kate Millenship, you want some crystal drops. So if you drop me, say, a message on either Crafty Owain or drop me a message on the Tonic Studios Facebook page, what we'll do is we'll get in touch and we'll be able to send those out. We haven't done a competition this week because we're going to come up with something, say, a little bit different for next week. So we'll do a big prize, because I know.
I know you.
Was that enough bigs? But it's going to be a big prize.
Yeah.
And
I know you. You've done it because I'm not you.
Yeah.
Well, shall I sit there and dance?
You're
here?
crafting.
It'll just be Owain.
You're crafting.
I think Karen is
week.
going to be stepping in. If no one else can be found, I'll do it. But so on Friday we'll have Tea Time with Tonic.
Put some help hints in the comments.
But I think what we're going to do is on Friday. So Friday's Tea Time with Tonic. So first live show you're watching today, you haven't watched before. Friday show we show some cards of all your guys' makes are always awesome. They're always brilliant. So we'll be showing those Friday. But then next week, so Tonic Live, then we'll probably have Karen with us, myself, and we'll do something different again. We'll do a make, but we'll have a competition coming up. I'll go through all the social media now as well. So we got Tonic Studios. So if you're watching on YouTube, you haven't seen us on Facebook, like our Facebook page as we're live there. If you're on Facebook, if you're not, don't worry, you can go over to YouTube. So YouTube, that's our YouTube channel. It's got all our videos pretty much on there. Like and subscribe. We'd love to see the subscriber count go up and see lots of views and likes on there, and answer your comments. If you comment on there, we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. On YouTube, the Pinterest, all our inspiration. So if you see a die, you're thinking, I need some inspiration for that. What you can do is go on Pinterest, and we've got boards for everything. So we've got boards for all of the recent launches. They're all on there. 20 plus cards and different styles and bits and pieces that Ali and the rest of the crafting team have done, the design team. So that's Pinterest. Instagram, we just started working a bit on that, doing some behind the scenes stuff. So little just sneak peeks from guys in the office or from some of the girl crafters, and we've got, say, Dan just doing some admin, just general stuff. Yeah, so little bits and pieces are going to be on Instagram.
Not all the behind the scenes stuff is glamorous. Someone's going to do the work.
So yeah, that's Instagram if you're not on Instagram. And we got Twitter finally. So Twitter, just got little bits and pieces on updates, so show times, things like that. So where to watch some Crit and Craft, whether that be the UK or the USA, all show times, who's going to be presenting, all that kind of stuff, all on Twitter as well. So that is that.
If I can just say, I've forgotten to show you what this little die does. This tiny little one here. I don't know.
I'll show
you.
You
got it? There we are.
Yeah.
Let's take the sticky off and you can show. Yeah. Okay, you will have to use a little bit of imagination here, but imagine this of the dry card. This could be your doorstop. It's not terribly straight actually, but this little die here would sit up, and you'll have to bring it in a bit, but it will hold your die in place. It will hold your card in place.
Yeah.
As a little easel card. Or if you wanted it as, if you put it on one of these cards, as a little hold, it would hold your card there. So it will hold your card shut.
Because it's got that little hole, could you thread something through, or like
you
a button? You
could do, yeah. This little flower will pop forward again as the one we saw earlier. So it gives it another little bit of 3D. But the other thing you could do with it is, because it's such a pretty shape, Where did I put it now? Oh, there we are. If you line them all up together, you get a really pretty border, like we would have done with punched borders.
Could you alternate them and go different ways? So you go the other way?
You could do.
Yeah.
Because the one end doesn't cut.
Smug grin.
You certainly could. Yes. We could have one that way. So it's really pretty. It's a nice little addition to the die set.
Bit of Tonic Live extra for you there.
Yeah.
That was a bit extra time. So once again, thanks everyone for joining us. Such nice comments. We'll go through any questions you have or things you'd like to see in next week's show, Tonic Live, because we're always looking for ideas for what we can include. Do so, and we'll get back to you on that. But yeah, from me, Alison and Dan, we'll see you on Friday. So see you Friday, guys.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.